Welcome to Show Em The Dore.
Keep going.
The only podcast where my lips are really chapped. And I've gone by like so many Munchie Marts, and I should have gotten chapstick.
You gross.
Because the chapstick that I have at the apartment, I used when I had a cold sore accidentally. So it's contaminated.
Yeah.
So I don't...
Willem's lips look like the topography of the Grand Canyon right now. It's crazy. With that being said, yeah, you need some chapstick, my boy. I'm gonna try to do a zoom in on the thing of just your lips.
This podcast is presented to you by
Ballistex.
What chapstick did I use growing up?
I don't know.
Mama has some Rodan and Fields stuff. If you ever have skincare needs, Rodan and Fields.
Shout out Ballistex, but only the pink one, because that's the only one my mom uses.
Is that the circle ones?
I mean, it looks the little twist
Like
tube.
egg?
No.
Oh.
Those are EOS.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, get your chapstick brands right, loser. Blistex looks like just like a normal little twisty thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the brands that I always had.
Carmex, Burt's Bees.
I ate all the bees. What was the tweet about Burt's Bees?
I don't know. I also don't know any more chapstick brands.
It's black and white.
And red all over?
Speaking of which, have you ever thought, what day is it today? Sometimes I do.
Often.
Because I never know what day it is.
Every morning even.
You know what day it is today if you're watching this the day we drop it?
It is Wednesday, March 21st.
Do you know what that means? No, it's 22nd.
Is it the 22nd?
Yeah, tomorrow's 23rd.
It's March 22nd.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No, not even a little bit.
That means two things. One, tomorrow's we're gonna have a 6-month anniversary. I love you.
Is that one of the
Two, today
B.
is the 1-year anniversary of Vanderbilt changing their logo.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the abysmal piece of garbage that they changed their logo to.
Here's the thing.
Yeah?
Is that good or bad luck for tonight?
I'm going to say it's terrible luck. After we changed the logo, the teams went like 0-10 after we changed it to finish like the seasons. Yeah. Tough. 10,
11, 13.
Okay. So
you know, as I don't know how to introduce this. Here's the thing, players and playettes.
As playettes?
Plets?
Plets? Pilates.
Get your work in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So last year, I took a songwriting class. Took songwriting 2 as well, so I write songs. Yeah. Check me out. You know.
Willem's also known to the general public as Lord. So any Lord songs is actually Willem. Did I steal that bit from South Park? Maybe. But
never be a royal.
Anyway, so
I had to talk about that song for like my final project for songwriting.
Wow.
It was like it was on the final. They're like, talk about the song "Royals" by Lord, and I'm like, this is revolutionary.
These dang millennials.
I raved about the song "Royals," and she's like 102%.
102?
I'd get like 100 on the final.
I was like, dang, he got the bonus, he got the extra credit, he
got the... did really, really bad on the final. Because I got one question wrong, but the one question was worth like 40 points. And so I got like a 50-something on the final.
Man, I looked at the final and saw
and I got an
three questions
or a
that
B+
were
in the class.
3 questions that was like right about Lord. He's like, I'm focusing all my time here.
I wrote the essay questions, they were so good, and I got extra credit on the essay questions. But
so what'd you miss?
There was one where it was like, chart this song, and I'm like...
Chart?
Yeah, as in like the notes and the chords, chord progression.
You're just terrible.
I knew the chord progression, and I wrote it up in the format that I was thinking of, but not the way that she wanted it. And there's a point for every single part of it. And there are 40 parts of it, because you have to do it in 4 different notations. And I did like maybe one of them, and it was wrong even, so she gave me like 0 points for it.
That's tough.
It was tough, man. Messed up my GPA. I couldn't get in the honors program because of that. But I
we're
took
here
the second
now.
one. However,
Yes, I'm one of them.
yes, I'm one of them. One of our assignments was to write a song.
Yes.
Now, I'm a songwriter.
Yes, that's the class.
Yes, I'm a songwriter.
Yeah.
I wrote a song.
Yes, he did. He's written multiple.
Written?
Mm-hmm. I thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Written.
Written.
I've actually written dozens and dozens and dozens of songs, probably close to 100.
Yeah.
I've recorded maybe a dozen songs. But there's one the first one that I made for that class.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris helped. He is featured in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's about the Vanderbilt logo change.
Mm-hmm.
And how it's horrible, and
it's really bad.
It's a sad song, you know.
You know, honestly,
it's really a heartstring one. I'm expecting
pulls
a
on your
Grammy.
heartstrings.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the thing is like I really hate all the new V stars. I don't hate the V as much, to be honest with you.
I've gotten over it.
Yeah, I've gotten over it. At the time, I was livid, but
and so we retaliated through song. We expressed how it made us feel, and I've just been sitting on this gold, you know.
Absolute
fire,
mine.
heat. Like, I mean, where's my Grammy? And I've just been waiting, you know, because like at the time they were like, you need to put out a bit of that. Like legitimately, they're like, you need to post some of this. That's funny. Post just the second verse. It's great. It's funny. And I'm like, I don't have the beat. And the dude's like, don't use this beat. And so I'm going to use the beat anyways, is the thing. I'm not
absolutely are.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release that song on YouTube. It'll be posted on our Show Em The Dore YouTube.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I tell you about this?
You told me you were going to post it on Instagram. You didn't tell me we'd post it on the YouTube.
Oh, no, we're putting this out. I'm releasing this song.
Okay,
I can release music on Spotify, fun fact.
Yes, I'm aware. So, okay, that's going to be coming out. It's going to be 2 uploads. It's going to be wild.
2 uploads tonight?
Yeah. If I get around to it.
Do you know how...
To be honest, it's going to be tomorrow. It's actually going to be scheduled for tomorrow. Because after this, we go directly to the game. Like, when do I have time to upload? Actually,
right now.
We'll see. We'll see how long it takes.
Bruh, you're not going to release my song on the anniversary?
Dude.
We have to speed through this episode then.
There might be a bit of a time crunch. I don't want it to come out late at night because that ruins the views because you guys go to bed early, you geezers.
Chris, when do you go to bed?
On average?
Yeah.
Probably like midnight 30, 1-ish.
Midnight 30, you've heard it here first.
I went to bed the other night at like 10 though.
I went back into the room and I'm like, I wonder what Chris is doing. Oh. And it's like 10:50 and I'm like...
I'd been asleep for almost an hour.
Oh, good for him.
I was so tired.
And I left.
Yeah. So, let's start to get into...
Hold on.
Oh, never mind.
2 uploads. Do you know what quantity good things come in?
3s?
Yeah. So what are our good things here? We've got an upload.
Yeah.
We've got the song. What's our third good thing?
A win over UAB tonight, baby. It's gonna be absolute cash. They're like the Dragons or something.
They are the Dragons. Dragon RL across their face.
Exactly. I'm gonna tweet that later.
This is a podcast for all ages.
We're a PG-13 podcast, I would say.
We're
No, the thing is,
we're not rated E for everyone.
The thing is,
we're not in the game.
In order to get comments on YouTube,
do your best EA Sports voice.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
EA Sports.
That's better.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
I lost the in the game.
Yeah, but the EA Sports, yeah, it was good.
I didn't breathe there before it.
Nevertheless, I have to
we're gonna win.
I have to put it's not for kids on all of our YouTube videos because it doesn't.
So if you're a kid,
don't watch. No, I was kidding.
We
need your reviews. Actually, keep replaying it. Boost our egos.
Tell your mom. Tell your parents.
We're at 72 subscribers nowadays.
That's a lot.
That's more than I ever dreamed of.
That's more than I can count.
That's true.
So what have we done? We've done basketball and baseball, right? We're just gonna zoom through because we have things to do. Go to the game, you know.
I want to talk about baseball for a bit, but like, yeah.
I'll talk about basketball right quick. So ball, right? I don't remember when we last had.
2 weeks ago.
So was it in the SEC tournament?
I don't think that we had played an SEC
No.
tournament.
So the SEC tournament, we beat LSU because they just suck. It's LSU, Loser State University.
Exactly.
And then we went up against Kentucky. And you know who they lost to a couple weeks before that? At home?
Who?
Us. And you know who's the worst coach in the SEC?
Probably not Calipari, but he's up there.
Do you know who's the worst in-game coach in the SEC?
Probably
John Calipari.
Probably Calipari, yeah.
He has a draw. Coach Cal has a draw because he gets recruits, but he can't coach in game, and it was evident the entire time. Stack Cam, whether he has his moments, doesn't matter. So we beat him. We beat him by like 7.
Yeah, we beat him.
It was soundly.
I was pacing around.
My dad was going brazy. Happy birthday, Pops. Happy late birthday. It was
Happy late birthday,
Monday?
Pops. I don't remember. I don't know your dad's birthday.
The 20th, whatever day. 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
First day of
Monday.
spring.
Yeah.
My dad.
Sprang.
So,
We beat Kentucky.
we beat Kentucky. We went
Without
into
Liam.
Yeah, Liam's been hurt.
We small-balled Oscar Sheepway.
We
had
pulled
like
FDU Purdue on
we
him.
had like Studi on. We should have made a Show 'em the Door bracket. Why did we not do that?
Why didn't we make a bracket as an episode?
Man.
Should have been enough. What are we doing? Why do you guys let us do this?
Man.
Next year we're going to make a bracket on the pod.
What we need to do is none of the Sweet 16's been played yet, right?
They play tomorrow.
So do like a poll with all of the teams and make a voted on by the Show 'em the Door Instagram viewers what it is. So if you don't know, you have to follow us on Instagram, and then you guys, literally your direct influence will make our bracket.
I'm going to put it in my family's challenge, and if I lose, you're bringing shame upon my name.
He also has his own bracket, just to be clear.
I'm going to bring shame upon my own name, but you'd bring more shame.
You'd bring considerable more shame.
I have to change my last name.
Yeah.
I'm going with Leroy.
I'm also in his family's bracket, and if I win, I get to change my name to Azzinnaro, which is crazy.
We haven't announced them.
We've acquired.
So then we played Texas A&M. Tamu. And the semifinals, and Texas A&M's a good team. They're well coached, snappily dressed.
Terrible uniforms.
They're all right.
They were all.
I like their red.
It's not. What is their official color? It's like burgundy.
Burgundy, the same color as my mom's car. I like the color.
It's an okay color. It's not as good as maroon.
Same color as my dad's car.
It's not as good as maroon.
Maroon 5?
Yeah, you heard.
How
me.
many maroons? There can't
Adam
possibly.
Levine.
And we lost. Not much to say. We just got outplayed the whole time. They were a good team. They were making so many shots. We're tired. We just beat Kentucky. That's tough,
Yeah. Mentally, emotionally, physically.
Yeah. So then we lose. We're like, are we going to be in the NCAA tournament?
We should have been.
And about an hour before the tournament starts, there's an article that, the headline went out where it was like, in a surprise thing, Vanderbilt makes a tournament, but it was, fake, and they made, a bunch of them for a bunch of different teams. So, it was just not real. And then we didn't make the tournament, but we made the NIT, and we got robbed. We were a 2 seed, which is just lame. UNC declined the NIT.
They declined a bid.
How tough is that? They're like...
So did a different team.
I don't care. They're losers. So a couple of the good teams, like the 1 seeds, lost because they're bums. Clemson. Ugh.
All the 1 seeds have lost.
Yeah, they're all gone.
We're the
we
highest
played Yale, the Bulldogs, at home.
We went off to a 17-0 run. No. We were down 5-0 to start the game, and then it was 17-5.
And then they came back. It was tough, but then we pulled it together in the last half and just won.
Yeah,
they're bad.
We
then played against Michigan, who's a pretty solid team. They beat Tennessee last year in the tournament. They still have Hunter Dickinson. They had 2 injuries. So, you can blame that. But, we were winning and then losing, and then it was confusing. Bars, son. All day, son.
All day, son.
So then, it came down to it, and we were down, a lot.
8.
8 to be exact, with 40 left.
46 seconds.
Yeah. They're about to inbound the ball. Mm-hmm. We steal the ball.
I'm gonna pull up the play sheet while you continue talking about it because it's so funny to see like all of the different things that happen.
We stole the ball off their inbound. I think that one was where they got it into the corner. He was passing it towards the middle of the court, and Ezra just intercepted it. Got a nice little layup to go. Next play, we're bringing it down. They're bringing it down. They get it into their side of the court. So I'm thinking this is not going great. But then in the corner, they just like make a bad pass, and Ezra comes away with the ball. We take it down the court, and I think somebody gets fouled, or maybe we get 2 points is the thing.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready for the play-by-play?
Yeah, go for it.
145, Joey Baker makes 2-point jump shot to give them their 8-point lead. Nothing happens. There's a bunch of missed stuff until in 57 seconds, we make a 2-point layup to be down 6. So then 57 seconds, it's also an and 1. So Tyron makes his and 1. We go down 5. We take a timeout. And then Terrence Williams, a second turnover, lost the ball, Ezra Mannion steals, and then also gets fouled by Terrence Williams. So Ezra makes both of his free throws.
This weird form.
Doug McDaniel turnover, bad pass. Ezra Mannion makes 2-point layup. They took a timeout with 18 seconds left. 15 seconds. Terrence Williams, a second turnover, lost the ball. Tyron Lawrence makes 2-point jump shots, 66-65. They took another timeout. They missed the layup. They even got like a little tip offensive rebound, try to make it another thing, and then misses it, and they lose the game. So just to be clear, from 57 seconds, their plays were foul, turnover, miss, end the game. Great last minute, guys. Take that L.
Tough, man. Sucks, you know.
You know what 2 L's make? Michigan. Anyway.
Yeah. We just are better than them.
Let Vandy dance.
Clutch. We're good. Now we're playing the University of Alabama at Birmingham at home today, and they're a terrible team.
They're actually not.
We're gonna kill them.
They're a good team.
It's UAB.
They're a good team.
WAB.
Like, they're favored by 2 in the game.
Yeah, it's because we're, like, chronically underrated.
Well, sure. I don't think UAB is a bad team.
I think they're bad.
Okay. I hope they're bad. I hope they have a terrible night. And
I hope they're bad.
I hope I am eating so many birds that the crows start falling out. You know, eating crow, it's like when you're wrong. If Willem, if my co-host was up to date on
I'm sorry I'm not a farmhand from the 1950s.
That's not
I'm sorry I'm not. I want to tell me about
crow?
the rabbits. Like, I'm sorry to
Where's
like,
the
break
almanac?
like, you know, you ever read Lenny?
Lenny?
Lenny's the character's name. He's big. And George, tell me about the rabbits, George. And then he shoots him. I just ruined the book.
No.
He kills the girl, Curly's wife. Curly's fiance.
Is this the Andy Griffith show?
What? No, it's a book.
I don't know what
It's
you're talking
Steinbeck.
George?
Not the Grapes of Wrath. John.
I've only read the Grapes of Wrath from John Steinbeck.
It was Of Mice and Men.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
Watched it.
I haven't read
It's
it.
a book. It's
There is a movie, just to be clear.
Yes, I know, but nobody cares. I'm
Okay,
sorry, I'm not like from the Dust Bowl. Like,
So,
my bad.
are you done
playa.
with basketball?
What? Yeah. We're playing tonight. Come to the game. You're gonna see this in the future.
Be there.
So, if you were there, congrats. If you saw me in a crop top, it's because Olivia accidentally gave it to us. So like, don't question why I have a crop top. We just never give it back. I look good in it, don't you?
He does.
It's white out, and I'm white. Crop top's white. I'm looking good. I'd take my shirt off right now, but the mic's on.
Yeah,
I might do it in the end, just for
just for effect. So, baseball. Baseball, we've gone on a rampage. I tell you what. The last time we talked, we didn't even talk about
Last time we spoke.
We
Let's
were
touch base.
well, let's think about this realistically. When did we last talk about baseball?
Wednesday.
Thank you. Who did we play?
See, I was thinking the same thing for basketball, and you're laughing at me.
Well, because basketball, we had a tournament, and then but like baseball, you play every week. So how do we? I don't know if we talked about Loyola Marymount or not.
Marymount?
That's what they called them, you know.
Yeah, it's Marymount.
Okay. Well, if we didn't hear, I'll run through LMU pretty quickly because they don't really matter.
They're the Lions.
LMU, we looked garbage at the plate. I think we played at a grand total of 5 runs across the 3 games. We won the first 2 though, because we won 2-1 and 2-0. We just lost the third one 2-1, I think, or maybe 3-1. So it was kind of garbage. We had great pitching. I mean, our pitching has been lights out all year, but we just couldn't hit the ball to save our life. And so it didn't inspire a ton of confidence entering SEC play. So the midweek, though, we played Belmont at First Horizon Bank Stadium, which is the Sounds Stadium, because it was for ALS research for Lou Gehrig.
My coach of my middle school coach Oakley, there was a gym teacher at my middle school, died of ALS.
That's terrible. Well, all the money from that game is going to ALS research.
What was it that Lou Gehrig said? He had like a famous quote.
I don't know.
He had that speech, and like it was really good. ALS is something I'm actually passionate about.
Well, you should have gone to the game then, but you didn't.
Sorry, I'm not up to date on Lou.
Anyway, so we absolutely torched Belmont. It was like, I don't remember the final score, but we had maybe 13
If
runs.
I had a nickel for every time we've killed Belmont. The only loss we've ever taken to Belmont is Kendall Cheeseman.
True. Rip Cheesy. I wish she didn't transfer. It was fun talking about her.
It was.
That's like season 2 era.
And it's just because her name has the word cheese.
Yeah.
We're good at this.
We are.
Watch season 2 if you haven't.
We're professionals. But we beat the absolute heck out of Belmont. And
It's gone.
it felt better.
They're holy.
It felt better than the LMU series, but it's also like, oh, it's Belmont. So, like, we're going into our first weekend versus Ole Miss, number 3. And we're number 6 at the time. And I'm like, well, that's not super promising. You know, I expected to win a game. I didn't expect to it would have been nice to win the series because it was at the Hawk. But coming in, my expectations were we take one, we're competitive through all 3. It looks like it's going to be a top 5 matchup, you know, where they might have a more high-powered offense. However, these games, we trashed them. The first game was 12-2. It was a mercy rule in the 8th inning. They had to tell us, stop Vanderbilt, stop hitting the ball so much, we're so sad. And we were like, we'll end the game early, fine. No, just to give you guys
pity on your poor soul.
Yeah, well, pity on your poverty franchise who just won the championship last year. But everybody was hitting. Jack Bulger had like 3 hits. Couldn't believe it. I have been openly critical of Jack Bulger at times throughout my career, and I have to say, man is shutting me up. Like, his dad was at the game. We followed the dad on Twitter on the Show Em The Dore account, and like after the second game, he tweeted and he was like, sad that I have to go back to Bowie after this next game, but Jack's playing well. And I'm like, yeah, he is.
Bowie.
Yeah, he is, Mr. Bulger. And so...
Where's Bowie? Give him a chance.
I think I already said it.
You're wrong. Where?
It's in Maryland.
Yep, you didn't say it.
So...
If you got it right, pat yourself on the back. If you didn't, read it.
Hit subscribe, haha.
We beat you.
No, but... So, we had just a really good game. Carter Holton, I think went through 6 or maybe 6 and a third or something. I
like fractions.
Yeah. I actually want to say he went 6+, got the first batter in the 7th inning, and walked him, and then they brought in Bryce Cunningham. But it was like it was a really efficient game where we only used Carter and Bryce.
2 arms,
and
8 innings.
Yeah, and so it was looking good for your old Vandyboys. But we you don't beat the number 3 team by a mercy rule and expect to continue to do that because they're obviously a good team.
Unless you're the number 1.
True. And so
Sure.
we go into the second game. We have Hunter Owen pitching, and to be completely frank, I always thought Hunter Owen is the starter that I had the least confidence in at any point in the weekend rotation. Not like because he's bad.
Wienermobile?
Exactly.
That's Chris.
But not because he's bad. Like I think Hunter Owen's really good. I just think that Devin Futrell and Carter Holton are stars. But so Hunter Owen, he's pitching, and his first pitch spikes in the dirt. And I'm like, this is going to be a bad game. Like I'm like, if that's any indication of how this game's going to go, it is not going to be good. But then he writes the ship. Why did I say writing? He writes the ship. By the fourth inning, it's still 0-0. It gets to the bottom of the fourth, and then Vandy just hammers on like 4 runs. And I'm like, with this pitching staff, that might be enough. But Hunter Owen is just going crazy. His pitches are insanely low. He was just like, let's see if our defense can play behind me, and was just throwing stuff that they could hit, and they hit them directly into our defense.
That's a nice contact. Right to the defense.
Yeah, and we also had some insane defensive plays. Having like a highlight of the defensive plays that Vanderbilt made during this Ole Miss series could be a season-long defensive highlight playlist. Like there were so many insane double plays. Davis Diaz, considering the fact that he had a lot of errors throughout before SEC play at short, he is, and even at third a couple times, he went crazy in this series where he was just like gloving things that I couldn't imagine like getting. And Matthew Polk made amazing plays in left field. You know, Enrique essentially could play the whole outfield if he needed to. Mm-hmm. Just wild. So we end up Hunter Owen, he pitches the whole game. 9 innings, 96 pitches. We win, I think, 7-0. It was an insane. And like the thing is what's crazy about this is that there were controversial calls against Vanderbilt in these games. Like there was one time when Enrique was very clearly safe, and on review they called him out. Even like he was called out initially. They reviewed it because Enrique was like, "I'm definitely safe," and he looked very safe, and then they called him out. And that was like one of them that immediately after Davis Diaz got like a single, which anybody knows that if there is a single that reaches the outfield grass when Enrique is on second base, it is a run. And there were just things like that where like, it's not like we got like a huge home whistle here or anything like that. I would almost say that based on officials' calls, Ole Miss was projected to win. But we absolutely tanked through that second game. And then we go to the rubber match. And I'm like, I guess it's not a rubber match if we're up 2-0. We get to the Sunday game. And
for the sweep.
Yeah, we're getting the brooms. And I'm like, I'm so glad we got the series win. That's not something that they can take off our resume versus Ole Miss. And so if we lose this game, I'm still happy about how this weekend
Let's
went.
just not get embarrassed.
Yeah, and Devin Futrell pitched a great game. It was really tight. I don't know if anybody scored until like the bottom of the fifth. It was like, no, I lied to you because they hit a solo shot in the second. And so like they're up and I'm like, okay, you know, if they score 2 runs, we lose. I'm not pressed. But then I don't know what happened to our offense, but we just turned it on this weekend. And I think we scored 7 or 8 in that game too. And we walk out of the weekend with a sweep versus the number 3 team in the nation to go to 3-0 in the SEC. Insane.
Nutty.
Shocked. And appalled even.
Shock and awe.
Yeah. And so after that, we move up to number 4 in the standings. I think the only teams ahead of us are LSU, Wake Forest, and Florida.
Yep.
That was off dome. Then we played. We attempted to play Lipscomb, and we made it through 3 innings. We made it through 2.5 innings. We were about to hit in the third, and then it got rained out. But overall, we go play Mississippi State this weekend. Mississippi State just got swept by Kentucky. In the last game, they got beat 17-3 in a baseball game. I think that was also the score of their football game. I I'm expecting a series win in Starkville because they have just struggled mightily. But if you told me we went 1-1 in the first 2 series, but picked up a couple games from the one that we lost, I would have been, yeah, that's what I expect from this team. And so losing to Mississippi State definitely doesn't ruin our chances of, being a national seed and hosting all the way to Omaha. So yeah,
we're gonna host Omaha. They're gonna move Omaha here.
They're gonna move Omaha to Nashville. Why don't we just pick it up and move it somewhere? I'm thinking about live tweeting the baseball games.
You should.
Are you gonna watch them with me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Good.
As long as Willem watches with me, I will live tweet every game that we watch. So yeah, that's all the sports that I think we have. We have wiffle ball, I think, this weekend as well. So you'll get a wiffle ball update. Willem and I have been getting that BP in. Mm-hmm. So
we've been fielding some ground balls.
I've been fielding a lot of ground balls in the hot corner because I will not make an error in this league.
Nope. I'm gonna pitch shutouts.
Exactly. So you guys will get another wiffle ball update. But with that being said, I think that's all. Do you have anything else?
No.
Awesome. So this has been Show Em The Dore. We're about to go to the basketball game, and we're going to get hype and beat UAB. So L for them. But yeah, so we'll see you guys next week. Bye.